Mx 1.6 turbo track car walk around vid. So 152,000 kilometers on it. Bought it as a road car with a blown Chinese turbo. Lots of good stuff on it already. The ME221, the injectors, and the D585 coil packs. Totally different car since then. Load of lightweight stripping, doors stripped out, plexi windows, fiberglass roof, loads of gutting out wherever possible, any nuts or studs or anything removed, even to the point where the headlights have been removed, single wiper conversion, and anything that I've tried to buy for it has been lightweight. So that is flow formed Avanti Storm S1 wheels. I think they're something like 4.8 kilos for a 15x8 setup. Runs on AO52s, 225 50/15s, quite a tall tyre. So bolt on eBay arches, and I had to tub the rear arches because they still rubbed. So they were all cut off underneath the plastic arches. Lightweight fiberglass wing mirrors, but I got rid of them because they just flopped about and were pretty much useless. So it just runs the Mark 1 standard wing mirrors. A couple of bonnet vents on it and an air vent, and then some cutaways in the front bumper to feed the rad oil cooler and intercooler. Just a homemade front splitter, probably do it again this winter. And underneath the engine bay, quite a modest setup really, completely standard 1.6 Unos engine, toying with the idea of rods and stuff like that, but it's just a rabbit hole I don't really want to go down. It works as it is, it's very fast as it is. So Garrett GT2554R, all Kraken turbo hardware, so the manifold right through, 3-inch all the way. Sounds 84 decibels, so easy for Bedford Autodrome, and easy win for Thruxton with its 90 decibels. There is just a newly fitted max solenoid because I was getting a bit of overboost on the worn out old one. Oil fed turbo, very handily on the 1.6 from the fitting that's supplied in the block for you. Jap speed rad again came with the car. Some eBay Vonnet vents, aero catches, a Boffy intercooler setup, a blow-off valve unknown, a fuel pressure regulator. Doesn't really need it, but it came with the car, and it's handy to have a pressure gauge, so if there is any problems you can see whether you've got fuel pressure or not. Just had some new spark plugs as well. The Bosch EV 650 injectors are in there. Catch cam wise, I just run atmospheric, hardly anything gets in there. Maybe after a full 200 mile plus track day I might have a bit of water in there, probably about a capful, and it's just some smoke comes out of those two little holes every now and again, mainly when it's been sat, really just a condensation coming out of the oil. I've run an intercooler water setup for those hot days, but I pretty much forget I've done it. But in some of the really hot days, I was making sure I was giving it a blast. 300mm wheelwood setup, sourced from Freaky Parts. Been through a whole load of pads. Now I've settled on EPC RP1s. Just seem to be cost point and also how long they last, which is currently about 3 track days. I've got a half-worn set that I take with me just in case. But I've been through Mintex, Ferodo, and these seem to last the longest, and they're good on their price point. I just put an air vent in for those really hot days. Nothing worse than being hot and sweaty on track. Seems to work. Inside the car, as you say, I've gutted it as much as I possibly can. And then I've added a cage, which has put a load of weight back in. But I just wanted the safety, because if anything does happen. Sparco steering wheel, a skinny down dash. I've got pretty much everything taken care of with regards to keep an eye on stuff. Nice to know what the coolant peaks are and the boost peak is, which is obviously a recent problem. I was getting some extra boost that I haven't paid for, so I quickly flicked the switch and ran low boost the rest of the day. But I say it's an ME221 setup. It was mapped by Unit 3, and I think I've done 20 plus track days pretty much fault free, and the only fault I've had, it was getting faster. 5-speed box and the Boffy orange clutch, lightweight Odyssey battery. It's all skinny down loom in there. The hard top was a bit of a nightmare because it kept on lifting, so I've basically buttoned it in all the way along, so now I can't take it off when it's hot. But with the vent, that's blasting cold air in my face. That's quite nice. The fiberglass roof weighs 4.8 kilos. I think the original one was more like 30 kilos, so it's a good 25 kilo saving. Doesn't really notice. Is this going to open? The garage door, yeah. Inside the boot, I've just cut the floor just to get some air out, mainly to stop that roof lifting. And again, it's been anything and everything gone. Battery relocate, mainly so it's in the cabin and I can get to it, and also it just saves some weight, puts the weight in the middle of the car. A Wish or eBay, I can't remember where, about 140 quid rear wing. Then I filled it full of foam, and it's been alright. It only broke when the local kids hung off the back of it. Never get any fogging issues. The heating's long gone, but I use Fog-X on the inside of the window and Rain-X on the outside, and I never get any fogging up. These A052s, I try and get my money's worth. So halfway through I swap them round so the direction inside is on the outside and stuff. No detrimental track grip. They're fantastic. Actually done a damp day on a new set and they were absolutely brilliant on the damp with some light showers. Meister R setup, not the really expensive, but the club race with their recommended club springs, pretty much a fit and forget. I had to slightly raise the rear just to accommodate this tall tyre. I say these wheels are epic. On the back, brake wise, it is a 1/6 caliper, so the 232 or the whatever it is 231 caliper, but I run the sport carriers and the sport discs. Seems to work well with the master cylinder. I haven't got a long pedal because when I had the SVT brakes on the front, it's just horrible. I had about an inch of brake pedal fit before I had any feel. So with the 300mm MIDI like calipers on the front, and this setup with the original, brake balance seems really good. I'm really happy with the braking setup, so it's probably due a brake fluid flush now. I don't run a passenger seat, mainly because you're only going to get a mate in the car telling you can go faster, and that usually ends in tears. Don't know what else to say really. Can't really see anything of the intercooler. It's all in there, but I do run some mesh because I've had a aluminium radiator hit by a stone before on a track day, and it came pissing out. That's it, just a basic track sped up. It makes 226 bhp, 236 foot-pound of torque. That's at the wheels, so flywheel figures I don't know, it all depends on the dyno. Thank you very much.